I am now about 3 years and 2 or 3 weeks deep in silver stacking, and I've learned a lot over the years. The third and final lesson that I learned in my 3 years of stacking, and that would be diversification. Now, this is arguably my favorite thing to talk about when it comes to the precious metals, when it comes to the finances, when it comes to the money. Now, I'm the type of person who did not learn my lesson the first time around. I had to learn my lesson the second time around. I had to get smacked in the face twice to wake up to the fact that you should not put all your eggs in one basket. And that was before the silver and the gold. That was just in terms with work and whatnot. But when it comes to the silver and the gold, between the two metals, silver always has been and most likely always will be my precious metal of choice. I believe that silver is the opportunity metal, whereas gold is the powerhouse metal or the ultimate form of wealth preservation. And the way I see it, I believe my silver can act as somewhat of a vehicle to get me more gold, if that makes sense. If the gold to silver ratio gap closes in, I can convert some of that silver to some gold. But without converting my silver to gold, I do convert my dollars to gold. I pick up some gold every now and then. It's for a variety of different reasons. The number one reason is for diversification, which is the lesson we're talking about right now. Diversification is key. I believe that silver and gold both have their pros and their cons. Don't get me wrong. They both have their shortcomings. They both have their downsides and whatnot. But if you're stacking both, in a way, one could argue that each of the metals' pros can cancel out the other one's cons and balance each other out. But it's not just the precious metals that I use to diversify. I also stack a little bit of copper. Now, I know a lot of people get all frustrated when I talk about stacking copper because
how dare you?
But the reason I stack copper is also for diversification. And by the way, I do not convert my dollars into copper. I've only done that twice. I stack copper for the most part when it's free. But it's not even just about the metals. It's not just the precious metals. It's not just the industrial metals. I also understood the importance of diversifying in different types of asset classes, such as business, stocks, and real estate. We want to know the biggest reason those are excellent for diversification purposes. It's because during economic disasters, horrible market crashes, horrible everything, for example, 2020. But the people who invested in business, stocks, and real estate, don't get me wrong, they took a hit as well. But they were given opportunities to help stay afloat. Businesses, for example, a lot of these businesses were given business loans. A lot of those business loans were forgivable business loans, aka pretty much free money, to help keep the business owners afloat. Stock market, what were they given? Nothing directly, but indirectly, some of the massive corporations that they invest in were bailed out last year, which kept those massive corporations afloat, which indirectly kept the investors afloat. And then as for real estate, people who own rental properties, for example, what were they given? Mortgage forbearance. A lot of them refinanced last year because the interest rates dropped so drastically low. So they were given a little bit of time to not have to pay anything at all, like temporarily no longer have to pay. And then when they start paying again, they're paying even less than they were before everything stopped. Business, stocks, and real estate, and the people who are involved in them, were given quite a bit of a helping hand. But what did the average Joe get? What did the everyday tax-paying citizen get? Tens of millions of people. What did they get? They got their job taken away from them, and they were told, sit down, shut up, don't leave your house. But don't worry. I know that sounds like a bad thing, but they were given $1,800 over the course of 10 months. Lifesaver. $1,800. a $1,200 stimulus, and then a $600 stimulus. $1,800 over the course of 10 months. Do the math. That's $180 a month. Do the math. That's $45 a week. You could pay rent with that. You could feed the kids with that. You could survive with that. You think living paycheck to paycheck sounds bad? Try living stimulus to stimulus. The average Joe was not given very much of a helping hand. But the people who involved themselves in business, stocks, and real estate, maybe they did that for diversification purposes, and when everything came crashing down, they were given a little bit of a helping hand to stay afloat. Now they can go in all different directions. It doesn't just have to be a small mom and pop shop business. It could be a home-based business. It doesn't have to be investing to see massive exponential growth. It could be investing in companies that have already seen their growth and are considered to be borderline recession-proof, and maybe they pay a dividend, which generates a little bit of cash flow, which I consider silver flow. And when it comes to real estate, it just doesn't have to be rental properties. It doesn't have to be multifamily homes. You can just buy land and you can lease it for farming purposes. Or you could buy the houses and put roofs over people's heads. There's a lot of different things you can do. There's a lot of different avenues you can take, a lot of different routes, a lot of different everything. There's always a way to diversify. It doesn't have to exclusively be one little itty bitty particular thing, because it's not a good idea to keep all your eggs in one basket. And even if we're going to talk exclusively about silver, if you want to diversify but you don't want to move too far away from silver, you can diversify the way you're stacking the silver. Maybe some coins, maybe some rounds, maybe some bars, maybe some foreign coins, maybe some 90% coins, maybe some 80% coins, or 40% coins, or 35% coins, maybe some kilo bars, or 50-ounce bars, or 100-ounce bars, or just a bunch of 1-ounce silver coins, rounds, and bars. There's always a way to mix and match it up. You can get junk silver, you can get pure silver, you can get Australian silver, you can get Canadian silver, you can get American silver, you can do whatever you want. And that's without even moving away from silver, which you can then do very similar with gold. Foreign gold, American gold, junk gold, pre-33 gold. There's always different ways to diversify. Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to the precious metals. And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. Of course, I'm doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shoutouts, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale. And of course, you can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you.